In this video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to enable your PlatformIO project to connect to deploy the fleet to receive over-the-air updates. On this particular setup, I'm assuming you're using the ESP IDF framework. We're using just the standard PlatformIO ESP32 platform. And of course, we have to have a partitions.csv file because we need two partitions if we're going to do OTA updates. In this case, it is very simple. I can show you what that looks like. It's just the stock OTA setup for partitions.csv with an OTA 0 and an OTA 1. And so if we look at our existing project, it is very simple. This would be your project, whatever your existing code base looks like. But for the purpose of this example, this is just a simple while loop that prints out the current version. So if I come over to the PlatformIO tab and I hit monitor, it will connect, and you'll see just every 5 seconds down here, it prints out the version. And so nothing special, but let's say we want this project now to be able to receive over-the-air updates using the deploy the fleet service. And so I'm going to show you how to integrate that now. To do that, we can pull in the deploy the fleet library. We're going to come back over to the PlatformIO tab. We're going to click on libraries, and then we're just going to do a search for deploy the fleet. And when we do that, you'll see we have two libraries. We have an ESP8266 and an ESP32. We're going to use the ESP32 version of the library for this project, so I'm going to click on that. And you'll see that it supports both the Arduino and the ESP IDF frameworks. For this video, we're just showing how to integrate with the ESP IDF, but the instructions are similar for the Arduino framework. So we're going to go ahead and click Add to Project, and we're going to select the project that we're working on currently, and we're going to click Add. And PlatformIO is going to do its thing and install the dependencies. All right. Now, once that's finished, we have to make a few minor modifications to our source code to be able to connect to deploy the fleet. And now this is very simple. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to come into our main.cpp or whatever code file where you would like to perform an update. And we need to add an extra include here. So we're going to do include DTF OTA.h, just like that. That's the header file that we need. And then we're going to come down here and just before our while loop here, well, actually, after connecting to Wi-Fi, let's do that. So if we are connected to Wi-Fi, it's going to print out connected to Wi-Fi. And then right here, we're going to add just this little configuration struct. It's got a couple of things in it, our product ID, our reboot option. There's a few other options that are documented that you can check out. But we need to have our product ID, which means we need to have a product created in deploy the fleet. I've already set that up. I have this PlatformIO testing product, and I'm going to come over to the settings tab, and I'm just going to grab my product ID here and copy that. You'll notice I do not have any devices, and we will just paste that in as our product ID. And then I have the reboot option set to DTF no reboot, which means after an update is applied, the device will not automatically reboot. This allows you to reboot at a time that is best for your product for no customer interruption. And so we've got our struct set up, and then the only thing we need to do after that is ask for an update. And to do that, we're just going to do DTF get firmware update, and then we'll go ahead and log the update reason. And so if we are connected to Wi-Fi, we're going to check for an update and apply it. So let's go ahead and build that. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and close this monitoring here. And now we're going to do an upload and monitor. Once that's done, our device is going to boot up, and you will see it says no updates available, and our current version is 1.0.0. I should mention that for the purpose of this example, we are setting the project version in the CMake list. There's several ways to do this with ESP IDF. Choose whichever way best suits your project, but that's how we're doing it for this particular example. And so now if we come back to the Deploy the Fleet dashboard and we refresh this page, you'll see we have a new device that's been automatically added, it's checked in, and it's reporting version 1.0.0. So we now have our device connected to Deploy the Fleet. The next step is to issue an update via Deploy the Fleet. So we're going to come back to our project code here, and we're just going to change this to be version 2. That's the only change we're going to make. It's now version 2. You can see down here it's still printing out version 1. And now we're going to go ahead and close this out. What we're going to do is we're going to build this. We're not going to upload and monitor it because we want to receive this update from Deploy the Fleet. So I'm just going to click on the build button. That's going to build with our new version. That's the only change. Everything else is the same. In this case, you would have implemented some fancy new feature for your customers. Okay, and now what I need to do is come down to Deploy the Fleet, and I'm going to come to the Deployments tab. I'm going to create a new deployment, and I'm going to call this version 2.0.0. Description, fancy new feature. And now I need to upload a firmware binary. So I'm going to grab my folder over here. You can see I have a .pio folder. It's a hidden folder. You may need to show hidden folders, but if I come into here, there's a build folder, and then the environment, in this case, ESP32 dev. And if I scroll all the way down, you can see I have a firmware.bin. And so I'm going to select that. And you'll notice it automatically detects the version. You can change this if you want to. I would encourage you to leave it the same because that is what's built into your binary. If it doesn't auto-populate, it means you're managing the version a different way. No problem. Just manually enter it here. And you can save this as a draft or deploy now. I'm going to click deploy now. And now you'll see I have one active deployment with 0 devices because nobody's received this update yet. So I'm going to come back to the devices tab. And you'll see that it's version 1. Now that I've got that deployed on Deploy the Fleet, I'm going to come back here to just monitor. Remember, I'm not going to hit upload and monitor, just monitor. And you'll see I'm getting current version 1.0.0. And so what we will do is we'll now reboot our device. I'm just going to click the reboot button, reset button. It's going to boot back up, and it's going to check for updates from Deploy the Fleet. And you'll see this helpful information, writing to partition. That means our update is in progress. If we come back down to Deploy the Fleet and refresh this page, you'll see it notices I've sent 2.0.0 to the device awaiting confirmation if succeeded. So Deploy the Fleet's aware that an update has been sent to this particular device. If we come back here, you'll see that the firmware update was successful, but it's still reporting version 1.0.0. That is totally expected because we have DTF no reboot. We're saying that we want to decide when the reboot happens. You can change that in the config to reboot immediately if you so desire. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the reset button again. It's going to boot back up. It's going to again try to check for updates. And this time it's going to say no updates available. But now you'll notice our current version is 2.0.0, indicating a successful OTA. If we come back down to the dashboard, you'll notice that our reported version is now 2.0, and our deployments now show that one device is running. Similar information is available on the dashboard. And so that is how easy it is to get set up with Deploy the Fleet in your PlatformIO project for your ESP32.